So, yeah, now you go, 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 go. Cool. I love hearing this. So, before we kick off, raise your hand if you love the winter and the snowing. Now we are friends. Cool. Uh, all right. I'm gonna go this way. So, I'm a person of metaphor, and before preparing this session, I was thinking about what is it like being managing and leading technical professional, just like as you. And I couldn't find anything except like being a DJ at a wild musical concert. Imagine this: you instead of playing a consist beat, you are juggling between R&B, hip hop, classical, opera, and a bit of jazz and a little bit of Latino jam, and you play all of this all at once. You see it? Can you listen to all this in one track all at once? Of course not. Just like trying a remix a song with where each team member is quirky instruments playing their own wild tune. Like managing playlist on shuffle is the same in our actually day-to-day life in the software field. We face constantly changing requirements that change track on us, the dynamic market shifts that throw us unexpected remixes. Leading team is not about just like the code and managing it. It's about orchestrating a symphony for talent. My name is Mahmoud again, and I'm going to be your host for today. I'm a lead software engineer. I'm just like pretty much I'm not going to say what I've been said. So today we will dive into how can we conduct our diverse instrument to ensure everyone on the same strengths and the wavelength. Team contract, just like in life, uh, if you go and rent an apartment, you're having your agreement lease. I'm not gonna broke it, hopefully. Who knows? If you are going to buy something that there is a contract, an agreement between you and someone else that you're buying something from that guarantee that things will go as expected. The same in managing and leading a technical team. So if you are someone who just like landed into a project or starting a new position or in the middle and you feeling there's something wrong, this is something where we will be starting. So team contract basically is a simple activity for the team to negotiate and establish an agreement among the team and about its behavior for appropriate and inappropriate. Basically, it's your ground rules, both in general for a temporarily or in general for the long term. Why is it important? There is a few things that we need to be thinking about and having in mind. So team contract gives us the alignment on appropriate, as I said, and appropriate behavior. What if something goes wrong between the team? How I'm gonna be handling? You are not leading by your own, you are leading the team that is working with you as well. So this is giving you making the value explicit for your team members. It also prevents sense of inequity, injustice to develop within the team. So you might be hearing that, hey, why my colleague is doing this and I'm not doing that? Why he's getting growth and I'm not getting growth in terms of the knowledge and the experience that I'm gaining? It's also a very important thing that it's creating a cultural to work in harmonies in condition. Getting back to the DJ that he's want to have a nice tune that for all the audience so they are enjoying. So how the team contract looks like? Looks like this. Doesn't work, so showing my finger. So basically, you are gathering the team and you are having a session where you will discuss what we want to do and what we want to prevent. So you are having your agreement. The circle is something that you want you all along with the team that you want to agree to do. So this is something that you have to sign off. I'm agreeing to do this with the rest of the team because we are working as one hand. And outside, which is the yellow one, is the behavior that we want to avoid. And this is an example. So what the behavior that we want to follow is basically a few ideas that you can be following, which is we want to be on time, hopefully. We don't we want to be open to ideas, so it's not because I'm leading or a manager, someone senior or middle. No, senior is not the proper one. Middle or junior, just like give me an idea, say no, you have no clue what you're doing. I'm the best here. Actually, it's not working this way. So all of this, just like on ideas that where you can start how the team contract the behavior that you want to be following. And the outside, which is more important, you have to set it clear what we want the team to be prevent to be doing and not following as well. So we don't want to be late. I won't be notifying to any problems. Last week I gave a speech at the Build Staff where I talked about the software resilience, and when something bad happens, most of the time I just like can go seeking and no one switches me, and I just like can fix it and push it to production and no one will notice. This is really bad. We have to be notifying the rest of the team and the stakeholder that there is something happen and we were able to fix it. So the team contract is maintained and created by the whole team, and this could be changing along. So it consists of a few categories. So it's all about communication, decision making policy, participation, and challenges or conflicts. So for the communication, getting your message across in a clear, concise way can be difficult on just like words. So one of the things you could be doing to help your team understand what you are doing and why you are doing it by using the visualization communication. By incorporating visual communication, you save a lot of back and forth between the team and all the confusion is happening because I might be using a lot of words that no one's understanding excepting me because I'm just like I'm saying a lot and no one can follow up with me. Saying less forces you is actually a continuous for the previous point. By saying less makes you focus more on actually what matters and it gives you the higher chance of getting your messages across. Most of the time, this is how it looks like. It's a lot of blah 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 blah, and actually, what your teams need is just like a few point. Technical need the purpose and what they need to be doing without a lot of filler. This is what I'm calling communication lag. How many of you have having this? Who's working with remote teams? Yeah, cool. So communication lag is something that happens pretty much since we started COVID and we all moved to remotely, which is it's really hard to guess how long does it take for your teammate just like to give you an answer for something very simple. So one of the things you need to be doing is just like basically set rules for what are the reply policy that or the time response time policy that you will be following so you are aware of that when you will need to be doing if there is some time that you will need you can actually achieve something else and then just like get back to the point. That's why many it's just like critical to say clear and understand for the response time between the teams. And one more thing for the response time policy, which is encourage actually alternative ways to communicate. So we need to keep in mind that I had the chance to work with a lot of coworker that they are located in different places in the world. So it could be here like a 7 p.m. Somewhere else it's a 7 a.m. So instead of having this lag of communication between each other, we just like I could be recording something, a feedback, a bug, a question, whatever it takes. So encourage using something else. It's not because I'm offline, I cannot answer it. So I will keep the task for this. This is something will lag you as a manager or as a leadership from getting your goal being reached. And commitment everyone's opinion and voice will be heard and equally will be valued. So anyone we need to all to be hearing, basically just like looks like this. Everyone has his own ideal and perfect idea or idealization for whatever implementation we need to be doing. However, if you could gather them all together, just like to achieve one goal, this would be way better and will help you get more performance and more results. For decision making policy, I often been meeting that we're having. I had the chance to lead from 2 person working on one project to 20 person working on other projects as well. So I've met a lot of time this confusion that you are a leader, you are the manager, you could be the one and having a lot of authority to make whatever decision. However, you might not be able to have in a full context of whatever implementation the project or the feature that you are working on or whatever release that you are planning to push or roll out soon. There is something, there is might be a dependency, there is might something that might be blocking you that you're not aware of. So you need to be clear who are the team members that is required to make a decision that you are making. Who has the ultimate decision making authority for the whole team. What you will be doing whenever you're doing this decision that is not everybody's agreed on. Do you need 100% of the team? Do you need the 20% of the team agreement? You could be a new manager or a new leader in the team and managing them, and you don't have enough context about the actual business. However, on the other hand, there could be a middle or a senior developer in the team that having more context that you need him before making, because you still don't have enough information about the whole business. For the participation, you need to be having and setting your rules in terms of the expectation, what you need the team to be doing, who is responsible for what. Does everybody agrees on whatever we agreed on? Not because we're having kind of agile methodology that we have to follow. Does it mean we have to follow it? If it's not working for the team, do we all agree? It's just like because it's, I don't know, like a better approach that we have to follow. This is mean we have to follow, but it's not working with us. Then we can't change to something else. Do we all agree on this, or do we have to change? Do we have to manipulate the whole process to make it easier for us? Conflicts. I love this one. It's basically a natural in our life. We could have it in our personal life, in the workspace. It could be happening everywhere. So workplace conflicts occur because team members don't always agree on something together. However, there is differences could be in the way they manage their tasks and their work styles and personality. I could be the best engineer in the world, but my personality just like way too down. I could not communicate with anyone else. Actually, my skills in terms of technically means nothing if I'm not able to communicate with someone else. So you need to be having this within your team contract as well. From team contract to another very important concept that you need to consider in terms of leading a team or managing a team, which is you need to be putting the end user to the forefront of your technical team as well. It's making it crucial for the development for better products and solutions as well. A user-centric focus can play a crucial role in managing technical team for success, and here is how. It's basically focused on ensuring that team members have clear understanding of their needs and the user end needs as well. Most of the time, you're having whatever Jira, Asana, whatever task management that you are using or the project manager you are using. If there is a product owner, a business analytics, or whatever the stakeholder is who's responsible for the business requirement, they just like put a lot and clearly information in the tickets. And I've seen a lot of engineers just like reading the tickets and just like implement it based on the ticket without understanding what is going on. If there is any continuous for whatever we are implementing right now, should we stop? Is this something for now or is it for the long term? So the user-centric focus, something that can help you in this as well. If the technical team knowing their work directly contributes to creating products that actually attach it to actual user, then believe me, they will be doing better whatever that they are working on, instead of just like we need to do this for just like for the business without knowing who our user is. Basically, it's enrich the empathy and the technical encouragement to consider in the perspective and their work as well. Understanding it upfront in avoiding costly rework and perhaps refactoring plan in the development process. Most of the time I'm hearing this and I've been seeing this doing a lot of code reviews and seeing other works as well and being a lot of session all day long. Just like we are doing this because we need it later. He might be right, but this is not required right now, and you're spending a lot of time doing something that we actually don't need to do it. And this might be happening if we look to the root cause of the issue. This is happening because I have no clue who's my user are and what needs to be delivered to them as well. It's also user centric is a very nice concept to be following because it helps you collaborating with a non-technical like UX stakeholder, the business owners, and the marketing, the sales, whatever team that you're having, and SEO specialists and the rest of the teams. It makes you all think about the same thing because SEO specialist might be thinking about one thing. However, all of you, in terms of technical or non-technical, you are aiming for one goal to achieve. So this is helping a lot of all the team pretty much. If you are having this mindset, it's more adaptable to change the requirements. I've been hearing this, including myself. I'm not gonna lie, that there is a lot of changes on the fly. I start doing something, and then I get some requirements that changing. And we need to be changing this. We need to revert this back. We don't need to be delivering this or that without understanding, does this actually meet our user requirements? If I understanding this is mean, that will make it easier for me. We can roll back and forth. So the user centric is actually in practical, it's all based in persona. So the persona is a concept that being used in the UX, right? So it's represent a fictional character that represent certain quality that we might hypothetically just like thinking about, and it's important for the team. And here's how it looks like. Pay attention. There's gonna be three persona, and there's gonna be a question after these three persona, right? So one of our persona is Terry. This lady, she's 50. She's from California. Her motivation is just like improving district wide outcomes, optimizing resources. Her goals and her frustrations. These are actually two main points to be looking at. Streamlining administrative spells, ensuring compliance with standards. This is her goals. Frustration is juggling diverse school needs and data from domestic sources. So this is one persona. Please pay attention. The second persona is Ian, 32, California again, crafting engaging lessons, tracking progress, fostering a dynamic and inclusive learning environment, frustration, time constraint, adapting to diverse learning needs as well. The third one, 28 years old, motivation, integrated technology seamlessly into the curriculum, goals, implementing cutting edge teaching tools, empowering teacher with tech skills, frustration, resistance to technology adoption, limited resources for professional development. Now, the question is, the first two, who's gonna guess? Let's imagine this persona was meant to be used for one hypothetical project. Who our target users that we're building an application for? The first to answer is gonna get a Gurtam merchant. Yes. Sorry? And why? What makes you think they are teachers? Just curriculum. Okay. Any other reasons and what our targeted user was? Yes? Lovely, sweet. So there is tool mentioning, please. Thank you. And basically, that's how it works, the user focus centric. I had the chance to work in projects where we had these personas being printed and just like in front of our eyes on the desk for each team member. And every day to work, and when we do something, when we implement something, regardless, I'm a technical or just like a designer or a stakeholder, before making any decision, I put them in front of my eyes. Will they handle it? If you are doing an application for kids, will be able to handle it as them? Are they grown up? So yeah, thank you. Moving from the user-centric focus into the emotional intelligence. Work stress. How many of you feel stress at least once a week? Raise your hand. Yeah, at least, at least, at least. So we are on the same page. So workplace stress and emotional triggers are inventable part of our daily life. It's not just like at the work. It could be driving my car and just like something pissed me off and I'm just like on fire. Whether it's dealing with a difficult colleague, right, or comments that throws at us balance, it could be challenging to compose and in control. If you are a manager or a leader, it's something that pissed you off and you couldn't handle it, this will behave and build down into your teams, right? So these emotional challenges can lead into negative impacts on you personally, on your health, and on your team as well. So there is a few steps that could help you to handle the emotional intelligence. It's basically eliminating emotional triggers to identify what they are. Every single time you are feeling someone that just like take you off your control, have a notes down. Why this happened and why I'm angry because of this situation. So you need to be capturing why this act at this moment just like make you feel stressed. Being present in the moment, accepting your thoughts and your feeling without judgment. This is very important. I've been seeing a lot something happened say last week. I've been seeing a lot of colleagues that still talking about it in 2 weeks, in 1 month, just like it's a gun. You can't bring it back. So just like being present, being today, whatever happened yesterday, you will never bring it back. It's not like get revert. It's not working this way in our life, right? So by practicing mindfulness, you can learn to observe your emotional triggers. So you need to be in full control of your own self and your stress and emotional. Sometimes emotional triggers could be caused of miscommunication or misunderstanding. I personally see this often, and this has happened to myself in the first place. As you might tell, English is not my mother tongue. However, there's a lot of things that I will be asking like 100 of questions to make clear that I understand what we are talking about, and that would be way better than just like being pissed off and no one just like know why I'm so stressed. It's just like because I didn't understand. So make sure you are understanding and taking the right path to have a proper communication. Also, try to communicate clearly and effectively with your colleague. If there's something wrong, you have two choices. Whether you complain, and this is, trust me, just like an infinity loop, it will never end, and you just like memory go out and you will die. And it's only you, not die, God bless you. But I mean, you got what I mean. Or just like go and change it. Just like have a chat with whatever person that makes you feel stressed and just like change it. Striking the right balance between direction and speed is crucial for achieving better performance and results from your team. There is a few ways to approach this balance, which is clearly articulate the overall. Do you personally understand what the business objective is? If you don't own by yourself, you can't answer this question to any of the teams. If anyone from the outside the company come to you and ask you, do you understand the business objective? And if you said no, then you need to be working this out first, so you make sure your team is following you right. Ensure that your team understands the purpose and the desired outcome, because technical guys, they need why I'm doing this and why this should be here and why this should be there. So you need to be out aligning this with the business objectives as well. Help your team prioritize tasks, but this is not happening in our life, right? So prioritization and their importance and urgency. This ensures the critical aspects are addressed properly while maintaining the focus and quality. And this is how it looks. While speed is important, avoid rush decisions because that could be compromising the quality of the work. Encourage the balance between efficiency and carefulness, because if everything is urgent or if everything is important, the reality is nothing is. So you need to make sure why what is actually is important for you and for your team as well. Recognize that directions may need adjustment based on the changed circumstances. So it's not just like in the real life, but it actually in the work. If you do something that might just like expect that this is gonna need to be changed at one point or another. Adapting a plan as a necessarily to achieve the best results. And at the end, the perfect team. Does anyone have the perfect team here? Raise your hand. Wow. Yeah, like stress. So yeah, balance, great balance. So stress and the perfect team. Yeah. So basically, the perfect team. We don't always get to pick the team that we want to work with. This is the actual reality. We don't always get to hire people on our leadership team that we want to work with. It just like doesn't happen all the time. Everybody's got some strengths and weakness. We're not gonna get someone that 100% strength. If that's someone that has 100% strength, that should be you. So how to get the perfect team? Basically have this reverse mentorship. I love this one, and I love this one from different perspectives. What I mean is, if I'm having a new junior on my team, and technically, I could be listening and say to him, "Teach me something that you just like read about it recently." This just like will have you more comfortable and just like asking him to do whatever that should be done in the proper way. However, encourage them. So, and this could be happening not only technically, but in other aspects. So, say SEO specialists or marketing or sales, teach me something, and I will teach you something. This is one is very important. I've been working a lot of company where we had a dedicated day. So we had it once in 2 weeks. We had a Friday. We didn't work. We didn't do anything. Just like our day, all long day. Let's work on whatever program. Let's build something. Let's have a hackathon. Let's solve whatever problem that is happening outside. So this is something is helping you and helping your team. Trust me, you will be just like shocked on how other are solving problems, because you might be solving the same problem, but my approach would differ from yours, would differ from someone else, and it will let you see how others think and see the problem from their own perspectives. And yes, and my last one and my favorite one, just like the no blame culture. If something goes wrong, it's just like it's you, not you. So if something goes wrong, it's just like because if you this is happening, or because if you just like treat it as opportunity to learn and improve, because we never in our life just like learn something without it just like mistaking. So whatever that is happening, have this in mind to having the no plan culture in your team, and trust me, this is one will help. And that's a wrap. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mahmoud. Your take on challenges in software developing and leading tech team was just spot on. And I'm sure that our audience is craving for digging deeper into the topic and asking questions. So you're welcome.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off. The first three question will get Gurtam Merchant. So yeah,
Yeah, show your hand. Thank you so much.
stay aligned. So we got to already.
Good evening. Thanks for the interesting presentation. I
Thank
have
you.
a question regarding the team contract. So, at what point in time would you have it? And please consider different scenarios when you're forming the team or when you just joined a team as a new manager. And how would you deal when the team basically is not engaging? That's like, well, this meeting is waste of time. This team contract is just managerial bullshit. We just better go. We just want to go back to code and stick it where it doesn't shine.
Yeah, so there is 2 points. So when and what if the team is not actually excited about it? So when there's, I personally see there's a few moments. If you just like join to a company or join in a project or a team, that it just like started. So it's you who gather the team and you defined your own team. Or if the team and the project is already in progress and you just like landed to the project. So this is would be the first thing. So the basic things is just like it's how you want to them or how you deliver it to them. Let's do a team contract, right? So I might be doing the team contract and say, hey, let's have time that we need a response time policy this way. Just like we need to do it, we need to understand this things won't change, right? So if they are in the company, say for 5 years, they want to change from day one. So incrementally, we need to be implementing this. I see there is something wrong. So there should be a reason why you need this. Saying, I'm actually having a trouble that the response time, and this is actually giving me lag on my deliverability, and this is giving lag to the business, which is actually a bad feedback on us. So we need to go slowly. And the most important thing is how we asking the team that we want to have a team contract, which is let's have a team contract, or how about try a team contract? It's a great idea where we can do this and that. And the most important point and the last one, reverse it on you, right? So ask the team, what would you be expected from me if you give to me a question? When would you like to me to respond to you? If there is any something else, how about you being involved in the decision making that we're making for the business? So these are very important things. It's just like how you basically you're saying the same thing, just like how you are saying it. We by the end of the way we're human being, right? It's just like in the marketing term, people buy from people, and people are managing people or just like working together with other people. Thank you. Yep.
Hi,
Hello.
Achula Bay for your
Attila Bay.
presentation.
Acho.
And I like your idea about challenge day very, very well. And I have a question about what will you do if your customer wants to provide release on Friday, for example. You have a challenge day and your customers wants and say, I want to release on Friday on production.
Absolutely. I've been there. Trust me. I've been there not once. I've been there a lot of time. In terms of the release on Friday, here is you have to say right and direct. We are ready because if you are confident enough in your skills and your teams that they are doing well, say we are ready to do the release on Friday. However, there is a risk in terms of your business. And we won't be able to roll back, say, Saturday because I'm going to be drunk or hustling, right? Yeah, after Friday night. I mean, it's not like drunk on Saturday, but you get the point. So just like you have to face the risks for the customer. I know the customer is like the main character in the whole thing, but you have to let them know why this could be a bad idea on Friday because no one will be. even the customer himself, he won't be able to check it. He might be some notification that the production went down, but you just like you have to face it to the customer. But I wouldn't want to start. I wouldn't start facing the customer from the risks. I would say it from another corner, which is we need the Friday, right, for the team because we are working on the same technology, say for 6 months, and none of us were able to learn something new, and we are not having any innovation in our projects, right? So we need to have some practice, and this is they would be. So in the UK, they are calling tech 10%. So this tech percent actually is by conduct by the company. So to enforce them, go and just like whatever language that you're doing, this helps you just like to switch off and on. So yeah, so just like why we need it, again the reason why we need it, and what are the risks from developing Friday. Welcome.
I can ask a question. Oh, cool. I have my own microphone, and I will go on my own. Sorry, guys, because I have a microphone.
Justice.
How often? Sorry.
Just justice.
How often do you need to review a team contract? Is it something stable or it's quite flexible? So is it part of a culture or like one per month?
So the team contract, as I mentioned, it's maintained and created by the team. So if your team ignores it, so there is no sense to just like do it. But if the team ignores it, this means you don't have enough reason to make the team follow it. So how often is it? It's done once, right? So you're having the rules, whatever you had within in your books. This is the behavior we want to follow, and the out the box, the behavior you want to prevent or avoid. And if you say month, you follow with these. If it works well, just like keep it, don't touch it. If you see there's something wrong and no one just like following any of these, then you have to go back and revisit it and just like raise your hand. Hey, there is something wrong. We need to go and check it back and do some modification, because by the end of the way, it's for you, it's for me, it's for everybody, right?
Hi, Mahmoud.
Hello.
Thank you for your presentation and delivery. And it would be nice if you expand your story with some practical perspective. So I have two questions for you. First, which of the project delivery frameworks, like Waterfall, Scrum, is your favorite? Second is, if it's not a commercial secret, of course, which framework is used on the projects you're working? And the third question, so as a lead software engineer, what is the level of involvement, your personal involvement in organizational routines, and which is your scope of responsibilities as a leader, as a manager in your team? Thank you.
So you got me lost. So the first one, you got me lost. So can you please repeat it? Sorry. Can we give the mic back?
So number
The
one,
first one, yeah.
what is your favorite project delivery framework? Second, which framework you're...
Agile, yeah. So
Okay.
agile, like 100% agile.
So point by
Yeah.
point. Second, which framework you're working with now?
So in terms of technology, yeah.
No, project delivery framework. I mean,
The work methodology, you mean like
Yeah,
agile,
methodology.
Kanban, or
Yeah,
whatever? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's agile.
agile. Okay. And the third question, as a lead software engineer, which are your routines to lead the team, manage the team? What is your level of involvement in organization?
So basically, my responsibility are including on just like getting in touch with the business from day-to-day life, and from the technical team as well, being helping them and coordinate all the team and making sure that we're having things on deliverable. Because I'm having like more than one project, so I might be on 20% on one project as a technical, and I'm absolutely fine with it. And the other thing, I might be just like guiding the people what they need to be doing, and I'm giving just like them a confidence to deliver whatever that they are working on as well.
And how deeply you're involved in technical routines?
Wow, it's just like 15-20% maximum. Yeah, I spent like 6 years, I didn't touch the code at all, and I was crying every day. Yeah.
I see. Thank you.
Now I'm crying from the 20%.
Okay, thank you so much. You know, except from like my role, except from reading the script, is also following, like checking the time. That's why it's enough for the questions. Thank you for showering Mahmoud with some of them. I have also jotted down a couple of questions, so wait for me tomorrow. I'm
Okay.
coming. Yeah. Thank you, Mahmoud, for your
Thank you.
presentation. Thank you, guys, for being active. And there is one little thing on our side to the speaker, please.